Good morning. I'm Detective Bowles with the Homicide Unit, and I'm going to read a recap of the investigation. On February 14th, 2021, at approximately 8:01 a.m., officers with Winston-Salem Police Department were informed of a black male lying face down in the parking lot of 615 Coliseum Drive. Officers responded to the scene and located a male victim who appeared to be suffering from a gunshot wound lying in the parking lot. The victim, later identified as Te'Ore Eugene Terry, was pronounced deceased at the scene by emergency medical services personnel. Detectives with the Winston-Salem Police Department's Criminal Investigations Division responded to the scene and assumed the responsibility of the investigation. Winston-Salem Police Department Homicide Unit detectives continued to investigate this case until it was closed due to the lack of evidence and viable leads in January of 2023. In September of 2023, this case was reopened and assigned to me. I was able to gather additional information through interviews and other investigative leads that allowed me to put more pieces of the puzzle together, which led us to identifying the suspect. On May 17th, 2024, Jaquan Fair was arrested without incident by our SWAT team. After consulting with the Forsyth County District Attorney, Jim O'Neill, Mr. Fair was charged with felony murder in connection to the homicide of Te'Ore Eugene Terry. He appeared before a magistrate where he received no bond. Mr. Fair is currently being held in the Forsyth County Law Enforcement Detention Center. We will continue to work with the Forsyth County District Attorney, Jim O'Neill, to pursue justice for the Terry family. I will now welcome the mother of Te'Ore Terry, Ms. Velma Terry, to the podium.
I just want to thank, well, first of all, my name is Velma Terry. I'm the mother of the late Te'Ore Eugene Terry. First of all, I want to thank God, and then I want to thank the Winston-Salem Police Department for not giving up. I'm truly grateful for the Winston-Salem Police Department for their communication with me. When I call, they were probably saying, that's Miss Terry again, but I thank you all so much. I thank you all so much. I am so grateful. My family is grateful. Detective Bowles, you have a place in my heart. The Terry family is so grateful. Te'Ore was such a great man. He was a great man, and we miss him so much. But I just cannot thank the Winston-Salem Police Department for just doing their job, for doing a heck of a job. Yeah. I am so overwhelmed with gratitude. And for any mother or father who is out there going through what I'm going through, please don't give up. Please don't give up. There's hope. The Winston-Salem Police Department, I tell you what, they proved to be who they are. They proved it. They will go down in history in the Terry family book as heroes. So we are truly grateful, truly grateful. Thank you.
I'm Jim O'Neill, Forsyth County District Attorney. The District Attorney's Office is on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as are the men and women of the Winston-Salem Police Department. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Back when Mr. Terry was killed and his body was found, I took the call early that morning from the detectives with the Homicide Division of the Winston-Salem Police Department. They're out there working every day. District Attorney's Office works with them every single day. The message to the community is, we're here, we work for you, but we need your help on all of our cases. And it sounds like a cliche sometimes to say, but if you see something happen, as a member of this community, you have an obligation to come forward with that information right away and present it to law enforcement so they can follow up on it. Even if you think it's an insignificant detail, it might be one more piece to the puzzle. So I ask the community, if you see something, please come forward and say something, not just on this case, but on all the cases that the Winston-Salem Police Department deals with day in and day out. It is obviously a lot of emotions today. It's mixed emotions, because if you worked in the downtown area and you ever went by the CVS where Mr. Terry was employed over the last 10 or 15 years, you probably encountered him, and he was a sweet, gentle soul. So you remember Mr. Terry on a day like today, but there's little cause for celebration because we've lost a member of the community senselessly. The effort that the police department and our law enforcement in this community puts forward is remarkable. Chief Penn, under his leadership, the police department makes sure that these cold cases are continued to be looked at and investigated. And I'm humbled to have such a dedicated partner as you to help lead this city. And I will continue, and my staff will continue to be part of the solutions here, helping your men and women. So thank you, Chief. The culture over here at the police department is phenomenal. Their commitment to continue to investigate these cases and try to bring some closure and justice for other families out there who's may have lost a loved one and their cases have not led to an arrest yet. It is a culture of commitment over here. So I'm grateful to live in such a community. Finally, I would just like to extend my sincere condolences to the Terry family. This has been a long, long road for them. Ms. Terry has especially been invested in it, and we've watched her suffer over the years. But this is only one cold case, and there are others out there that community members can step forward on and help. And I ask, my plea to the community is, if you know something about another unsolved case, please step forward and bring some justice to another family that has been suffering out there as well. Thank you.
William Penn Jr., Chief of Police, Winston-Salem Police Department. I'd like to thank our DA, Jim O'Neill, for those kind words about our agency and their commitment to serve our community. Like everyone else, I'd like to extend our condolences as an agency, continued condolences to the Terry family. We know that the grieving doesn't stop immediately, and they're still working through that. As an agency, we continue to work with our partners at the District Attorney's Office for a successful prosecution, not just arrest. So there's still work to be done on this case. And that's why we will say very little today about the case itself. So what I wanted to share with you this morning is information about cold cases. So cold cases result when there's lack of evidence and or uncooperative witnesses on the scene. These investigations, depending on the complexity of the case, can range from days to even years as we investigate the cases thoroughly. At the point when all of those leads are exhausted, the case will then be listed as inactive. Not closed, never closed, but inactive. Detectives will then periodically review those inactive cases. So several things happen during those reviews. They're checking in with the family for updates. They're following up on any viable leads through Crime Stoppers or anything else we might have heard over the years. We look at DNA testing or any new technology that may have come about since the case began. We wait on information back from the state labs. Sometimes witnesses will become cooperative. So there's a lot of things that go into cold cases that we continue to work through even as they're inactive. So rest assured, we take every tip submitted and work those cases until we can work them no more. We currently have 2 detectives who work our cold cases, but any of our 9 homicide detectives at any time can work any cold cases. With that said, I think this is a great time to remind the community, as our district attorney asked of us, when you see something, say something. This is how we're able to solve homicide cases and allow some of our grieving families to have some closure. What I'd also like to say to the community is it's not too late. If you have any information, no matter how old it is, that will allow us to work a case and let another family have closure, we request that you please bring that to the police department's attention. We see the pain and suffering that is endured firsthand when our families lose a loved one, particularly to violent crime. So as a community, let's continue to work together to secure the hope and well-being of our community. Thank you.